Week 0, man, we are so back. College football is so back. We have a good game this upcoming week in Ireland. Notre Dame, Navy. Let's break it down, man. First preview prediction of the year. Notre Dame favored by 20.5. So predicting this game, not maybe quite as much skill baked into that, but I think when you look at Notre Dame, I mean, the Sam Hartman era begins. That's the big storyline, right? Is he is now going to be the guy for them under center, 6-year guy, played a lot of football, ACC's all-time touchdown pass leader. A lot of key production is also back for Notre Dame. Majority of that running back room is back. Audric Estime, you're excited to see what he does this coming season. The bottom line for Notre Dame, they have invited the pressure. I was talking to Tyler Horka over at BlueGold.com, and he was saying essentially, like, Marcus Freeman didn't have to go out and get a quarterback. He had Tyler Buckner start last year for him. He was going to come back and probably would have been your guy should you not go to the portal. And nobody would have faulted Marcus Freeman if he had done that. But even so, he says, no, the standard is the standard here at Ohio State. At Notre Dame. He comes from Ohio State, where there's a high standard as well. Standard is the standard at Notre Dame. We are trying to win a national title. If we can get better at the most important position via the transfer portal, let's go do that. So he goes out and gets Sam Hartman, and Notre Dame, for a number of reasons, has a ton of buzz around them this coming season. But even with that being said, they do play another team on Saturday. It's not just going to be go ahead and roll the ball out there and collect a win and go back home. Like, they play Navy. And I want to kind of break down what would be the recipe for a Navy upset. We'll talk about that in a second. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like the video. Thank you in advance for that. All right, so for Navy, they are built on the triple option offense. And you say, okay, well, that doesn't really, get me super juiced, JD. I like seeing them throw the ball around. I want to see Sam Hartman throw it. When it comes to Navy, though, with this triple option, what I think you can watch for if you're a Notre Dame fan, the triple option tests discipline. It is all about alignment. It's all about assignment. So if Notre Dame has problems lining up to the triple option, having trouble being disciplined, I think you start to become a little bit more worried about the Notre Dame defense the rest of the season. Not because you don't look great against Navy, but because of what that says about what you got going on internally at Notre Dame. So don't take it just at face value. Take it as temperature. Take it as a litmus test for how far along this Notre Dame defense is and their acumen to get lined up. Because it doesn't need to be like a bunch of 60-yard touchdown runs for Navy to win this football game. Winning for Navy situationally here is about winning on first and second down and setting up 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. If Navy can live in 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, that then forces Sam Hartman, likely, to watch long drives from Navy. Because 3rd and 3, man, they're going to pick that up more often than not if they're on their game that day. And so if they're able to make Sam Hartman watch, well, that takes pressure off the defense, and it allows Navy to control the tempo of this game. Navy wants to make this football game gross. Like, to be real, they want to make this game 23-17 kind of game that they can win in Ireland. That would be the hope for them. So the test for the front seven, going back to this, Jordan Botelho talked about him a lot all offseason. Can him and the rest of that front seven be consistent? Because it's going to be grimy. It's going to be a lot of the same look. A lot of the triple option looks the same from snap to snap. It's going to be monotonous. It's going to be boring. Can you consistently crash if you're the defensive end or hold and make him give it? Can you do what's required of you play in and play out, not get bored with it, to get your offense back on the field? Because that's really what I think the differentiator is. How in sync is Notre Dame offense with Sam Hartman, especially the pass game? Are we like Justin Timberlake in sync, or are we like a bad movie with a bad voiceover kind of in sync? What do we look like week 0? I'm not saying it has to be how you are the rest of the season, but week 3, you go to NC State if you're Notre Dame. You want to have a little bit of confidence, a little bit of mojo going into that game. And the big question all offseason for Sam Hartman and company, what does that receiving room look like? I'm watching Jaden Thomas. Big dude. I mean, if you follow the Notre Dame social media accounts, Notre Dame football social media accounts, rather, they posted some clips of Jaden Thomas climbing the ladder and just looking like he's ready to roll, to put it simply. So are they able to kind of get some mojo on the pass game side of things? Because if they can, you build a really nice base going forward. And in this game specifically, if you put pressure on Navy to score points, like you get up 14-0, 17-0 on Navy, it's going to be very difficult for them to be able to overcome that kind of margin. because the offense itself, the triple option offense, it's not explosive. It's not let's run and gun. It's not let's go score 40 points a game. They're trying to control tempo, like I said. So if you put pressure on them to not be able to run their offense and not be able to just use the clock because they're behind, like, then things get a little bit out of control for the Midshipmen. So we are still going to predict this one. We're also going to give you what we think about that spread. I think that the Fighting Irish offense does look explosive. I think they do hit on some big plays downfield. And I also think that front seven for Notre Dame, at the end of the day, even if they have a few missed assignments, it's week 0 for everybody, even if they aren't totally on their P's and Q's right off the bat. They're going to have so much athleticism that I think is going to maybe just overwhelm Navy. And so I like Notre Dame to win this one. I also think they cover the spread. I think they cover that 20.5. I think the final score is 41-17. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Notre Dame have a little bit of a surge in that second half to kind of push us over that 20.5 number. So we like Notre Dame to win, like them to cover. College football is back. A lot of previews and predictions coming down the pipe here very, very soon, right here on this show. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.